Mitchell Anderson, and today I'm going to be watching Ready Player One in 70 millimeter. It's a special presentation on film, which I didn't think this film would be in that format, because I only thought it was going to be regular and 3D. I figured, given what the movie is and what it's about and all that, I figured with all the digital CGI and all that, it would be in 3D only and digital only. But no, apparently it's on film as well. So that's pretty cool that Steven Spielberg pushed for the 70 millimeter film presentation of it. And I'm super excited to see it. 70 millimeters, if you don't know, is usually, it has the most detailed footage-wise compared to any other format. I still remember when I saw Interstellar in 70 millimeters. I'm never gonna forget the colors of just how the look of that film was. Whenever I went to see Interstellar again, it never came close to how good looking. Like, it was still good, great looking and amazing, but nowhere near as the 70 millimeter was. But then again, 70 millimeters is more of an acquired taste. It depends on what you like film-wise, because I saw the Interstellar with my family, and most of my family couldn't tell the difference between the 70 millimeters and the normal showing. So for me, I could tell that what I was seeing was a clearer and better picture. So I'm super excited. The only thing I'm thinking film might be a little too busy, because I have seen the first trailer for it, but I closed my eyes for all the other trailers, so I don't know. Like, I've been hearing it's good, it's fun, it's entertaining, but nothing too groundbreaking or anything. Like, don't go and see it and expect that, well, Steven Spielberg, we're talking about E.T., we're talking about Schindler's List, we're talking about Saving Private Ryan, we're talking Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Like, we're talking about complete iconic masterpieces of film. And Jaws, oh my gosh, I almost forgot Jaws. But it's kind of hard to make a film after making so many good films and great and amazing, and putting such an influence on the whole film genre in general. Like, Steven Spielberg there's a reason why he's sort of the juggernaut, the name where everyone's like, oh, you're going to be the next Steven Spielberg and all that. That's all because of him, you know. He's one of the most inspiring filmmakers of all time. It's really interesting, especially to me, like, seeing the teaser trailer for Ready Player One. Compare it to Jaws, like, filmmaking wise. Like, you could go to his first film and be dual, but Jaws, most people have seen, so it's like, compare that to this film. Like, in terms of production and just everything, it's amazing how much has happened in the last, how old is Jaws? Jaws is like at least, 50 years old? And in that time, we've come so far. Like, wow. I've seen credit, International Movie Database, and when Steven Spielberg was making the film, the only cast member I recognized that was attached to the project is Simon Pegg, but I don't know who he plays. I didn't really see him in any of the teaser trailers, and if he was, it was so brief that you couldn't see him. It's a possibility maybe he's the villain, or I don't know. Is there a villain for this film? I don't know. Probably. I assume it's going to be, I assume because of what the film is about and just the influences of everything, I assume it's going to be a very simplified one of the various many paths of the hero of 1,000 Faces and all that, you know, like Star Wars. And it's like going on an adventure. I think it's going to be very, very standard. I think it's going to be something we've definitely seen before, but it's just the way that he does it. It's going to be, that's what I'm looking for in the film. I'm also expecting it to be a very fun time. I hope it's, I just don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited to just see what they do crossover wise. Like, I know it's not technically crossover, it's more of just putting other product placements in the film in the sense of characters and everything. But it's like, how busy is it going to be? Is it going to be like too crazy? Like, will I be too distracted by that? Or will the plot be simple enough where it's like you can look for stuff? I don't know. Maybe the entire movie is just going to be an absolute like mess. I'm just trying to think now. The worst Steven Spielberg movie I've seen currently is Always, and even that movie was actually decently quite good. Like just above average. Could have been done definitely a lot better. Actually, it's funny because if it wasn't for the wind, it wouldn't be too cold. But because of the wind, it's really cold. So I'm gonna put my hand back in my pocket. Okay. So I'm about to make my way downtown to go see Ready Player One in IMAX 3D. If you want to find out why I'm not seeing it in 70mm for the first time, then there's a video for that, I guess. I guess there'll be two separate videos. But anyways, since I'm seeing it in IMAX 3D now, how well is the 3D? Now, usually at home for the 3D TVs, animation movies are the best for the 3D experience. Wow, my hair is getting destroyed by the wind. Like movies that are like Pixar and Disney, they all look amazing in 3D. What doesn't look amazing, actually I should cross the street. There's a big amount of construction everywhere. Like, my gosh. 3D looks the best so far from my experience when it's in animation and heavily CGI. And like, I'm talking Pixar, Toy Story, or Disney, Lion King, like 3D conversion. Like, those movies look the best at home for 3D, where the live action stuff does not work as well on a 3D TV. That's, I'm talking from experience, because I have a 3D TV. But in the theater, on the other hand, usually the live action looks just as good as the animation, but animation, I don't know, there's just something about it that looks better in 3D. So this movie I'm seeing is live action, but judging from the fact that it takes place in a world where everything is VR chat, equivalent of amazing graphics and whatnot, so I can only assume that the 3D will look amazing. Afterwards, I guess I'll either, I don't really want to do another video with the review in the 70mm, but I might do that, or write in the comment section down below what my thoughts of the 70mm when I go see it. Depends how I feel like. I am super excited to see it. Once again, cast-wise, unknown. I don't know. I only know one person, and that's Simon Pegg. Everyone else, I have no idea what I'm going to expect or whatnot. Steven Spielberg usually does a good job with his movies, so hopefully, at the very least, I'm expecting it to be at least above average. At the very least. Like, the worst Steven Spielberg is still better than the best of some directors. Like, this, okay, maybe not that good. I mean, every director has bad movies and good movies, but it's like, whatever, you know? Film is film. Film is art. Art is art. Your point of view is your point of view. It's whatever you think. I'm at the other feeder now, and look at that. It's a really nice view here. Like I love crossovers. I love, the idea of mixing, properties that, aren't technically should be together, and, mixing them together and whatnot. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and, major crossover events, Super Smash Bros, stuff like that, like in all video games, movies, TV shows. I love it. Always love it when they mix stuff in that. But it's just, question is, what kind of mix is Ready Player One? Well, time to watch Ready Player One in IMAX 3D. Well, it's raining, so I can't really do this long. I just watched Ready Player One in IMAX 3D. And I have got to say, I really enjoyed the film. It is definitely one of the most entertaining films I've seen this year. Just in terms, I will say, references-wise, it was really crowded at certain points, and most of it is so dark, it's like, you can't even, like anything that's not totally brand recognizable, you're not gonna figure out who it is or what it is or what game it's from or whatnot. But it's like there's so many. It's definitely gonna be a very it's gonna be very fun going through the movie when it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD and going through every frame and see where they put stuff and whatnot. Non-spoiler wise, I'm gonna say, if you're a fan of horror films, you gotta see it just for this one whole section of the film. I think it was like 5-10 minutes or whatever amount of minutes of it. That's, if there's one reason to see this movie in theaters, is that one horror related movie reference. You gotta see it, okay? You'll know what I'm talking about when you get to it. I will talk about more about that scene in my spoiler review. But anyways, non-spoiler. I gotta say, Steven Spielberg did a tremendous job with this film. Especially given, I don't think he's ever done a film like this. That's another thing you gotta remember, because when was the last time he did something so CGI heavy, so like visually created in post-production? Like, I can't think of a film where he's done something that's so post-heavy, like editing wise of the like film and all that. So, and just thinking back, it's like Jaws, E.T., most of that was practical effects. Okay, his newer films like The Post didn't really. I haven't seen the film, but let me know if there's a giant CGI battle in The Post with Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks and all that. And actually, it's not raining that bad, but ooh, that fog, that smoke looked cool. Anyways, I would, if you play games, like even casually, like video games, I would recommend go see it, because go see Player One. There's so many things I didn't get reference-wise, but I still really enjoyed the movie. It would be interesting to see what it would be like to see the movie and not get that major horror thing in the middle of it, but it'd be very interesting take on the movie. But I'm actually shocked. I need to look at the rating system of Ready Player One, because like States and Canada wise, because I'm like, I thought this movie was like PG-13, and there's a lot of language and little things, like it's not totally F-bomb everywhere, but there was, I was shocked. I wasn't expecting it to go in places, and it went in places, especially with that film moment in between, which is definitely I'm super excited to see this movie in 70 millimeter when it gets back, when they get a new copy of the 70 millimeter. But I am definitely gonna go see it again. The special effects wise is, the thing is, this is the one time where like a heavy amount of CGI and you know it looks fake is actually kind of meant to be fake, and it's used pretty effectively in the sense that it looks like the whole video game portion of the movie looks like I'm watching a video game cutscene. Like, I'm surprised not a lot of more movies. I'm pretty sure after this movie comes out, there's going to be a big trend in movies that take place in real and video game worlds. I'm calling it right now. Because before it was very bare minimum, like Tron and whatnot. But actually, you know, now that I think about it, I don't think there was a Tron reference. And actually, my seat wasn't that bad. I was level to the screen, but I was definitely on the far right of it. But wasn't too bad. Especially once you get involved in the story, it's like it doesn't really matter what position you're watching the film. If you're immersed, you're immersed. The only thing that little broke me out of it is during the movie, and I actually thought, I'm like, if there's going to be a movie where this happens, it's going to be this movie where people are yelling out, or not yell out, but like talk and be like, oh, that's from that game. Oh, that's from that movie. Oh, and that, and that, I was sitting right next to the guy who was announcing things as he saw it. I was kind of afraid that was going to happen, and what do you know, it did happen. Cast did a really great job. I have no idea. I'm under. When I say a cast is unknown, I mean that in the sense that they're unknown to me. I don't recognize anyone name-wise, and from what I've seen trailers or photos-wise, I don't recognize them at all, except for Simon Pegg. He's the only one I recognize, and he did a tremendous job in this as well. Everyone else, they also did a tremendous job. And there was nothing I was really annoyed with movie-wise. I thought for a second, like, during you've seen it in all the trailers, very prominently is the race scene. And you can tell just how chaotic that is. That's what I sort of meant by the battles being really chaotic. And I love that. But at the same time, I'm like, I hate it. Like, I really love it, and just a little bit hate it. It's starting to rain a little bit more. I love the fact that I love it, just like how cluttered it is, but I know this movie I'm going to be watching again and again. Mainly not for the story. It is the Easter eggs and the characters and the copyright of other products and franchises and stuff. That's really the big drive to see this movie again. There was a couple I found really funny moments, and also serious moments. Nice balance for the most part, and I gotta say, I overall loved it. But then again, it's like, am I loving it just for the video game aspect, how it was handled, what I experienced watching it? I don't know. It's not just only the video game references, it's the movie references I love the most about Ready Player One. Without a doubt. Like, I'm surprised how many movie references there are, especially the fact that the movie is more based on video game type references. Actually, it's kind of weird because a lot of people are like, oh, it's 80s is the main influence. 80s, it's going to be all the 80s references and all that. And it was, if there's one decade that movie had a lot of references from, it is definitely the 80s. The 80s had the most out of that movie, definitely. But there was a lot of newer ones and newer references, pop culture stuff, as well as the older. I wonder how well the movie holds up on a second viewing. So I'm definitely going to be watching it 70mm, but I don't know if I'm going to be reviewing it again. Because I know the non-spoiler and spoiler video is going to be a little bit of a pain to edit, the amount of footage I shot. I will say the IMAX 3D was pretty cool. But the IMAX portion of it,
I don't think, I honestly, I, it, to me, it seemed like mostly action scenes, it didn't go to a wider format. It didn't go to the full IMAX, like, screen. So I don't think Ready Player One was shot with any IMAX cameras. I think they were all standard, like 35 millimeter type, like ratio footage and all that, where it's like bars on top and bottom. Because during the action scenes, I was looking down, I'm like, there's a lot of bars, but once again, I think Steven Spielberg, he's not familiar with the IMAX format. He's never actually, I don't think he's actually shot anything with IMAX cameras. So I think he stayed with his traditional, what he knows camera wise and footage wise, which is actually a very interesting just change overall. For the non-spoiler review, I want to know what you thought of Ready Player One. Let me know in the comments below. Like this video if you want, subscribe if you want, it's entirely up to you. I want you to have a nice day or night or whatever time you watch this. Have a nice whatever. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it.